It is amazing. That's a shipping joke. I just made a shipping joke. It went off so well. They got some magic. What is going on?
You know, I think this song called WAP. Y'all sure we've heard. It's the most idiotic song in the world. And women are like, oh, I got that WAP. I got that WAP. No, you got sweat. No, that's not WAP. That's just something, don't. And see, tell me, I got that WAP. I don't cook, I don't clean. No, with some of y'all's WAP, y'all need to cook and clean. Yeah, no. Y'all need to grab a broom, and I'm just gonna clean this house behind this. No. Some of you ain't got WAP that good. That good. I don't, you ain't like, I'm a sweep a little bit and cook a couple of plates, and then I'm gonna give them a little WAP. You know, to keep married, because you know you can't do Cardi B. Cardi B got money, so even if she don't do all that, she said, you know what? And she got a cute face. You know, she can't really talk. You know, it's like, okay, don't say nothing. Just turn around. Don't say nothing.
Wait, are we supposed to be returning this mic stand? This is a bit now. If anybody else lays on this box, I'm gonna tweet about you and then tag @RealDonald something or other. So I went to Victrola, and then I was like, hey, what are you listening to? And he was like, oh God, it's one of these people who ask the barista what they're listening to because there's nothing else to talk to them about. And he was like, well, I'm listening to Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails. He did the Quake soundtrack. And then we were going to get really deep into that, but then somebody came in and asked for a spoon. And then I was like, whatever, and I walked around and looked at like really expensive acrylic art. It was like $2,000. It's like, I can't afford this unless I inherit a lot of money and I want to buy it. You know when you own when you have several $1 billion and you're just like, I don't know if I should buy another Lamborghini because I can't even drive stick. You know? You get trapped either way.
I was engaged for a while. It didn't work out. It was pretty heartbreaking, sad story. I was 9 at the time. And I know what you guys are thinking. It wasn't like some Aztec Mexican shit, you know? Like they were selling the daughter for a goat. My dad had all these cool rings, and I was like, oh, that's a mafia motherfucker, man. I want a couple too. I don't know why he thought it was a good idea, but he let me have 3 or 4 of them or whatever. And so I show up to school with these little rings. He gave me his engagement ring. I put it on my thumb. I wouldn't let the teacher call on me unless she kissed it, you know? Okay. So, at the end of the day, I was talking to my little crush, and she, I was showing off my rings, trying to be cool, and she grabbed one of them and put it on, and I was like, just letting her play with it. Then she gets on the bus, and then I didn't see her. So, the next day I was here at school, and I was like, yo, I gotta get my ring back. My dad's asking. And for some reason, her mom got fired up and fucking took my ring. I'm like, bitch, that's not how this works. You know, I gave it to her, not you.
Anyway, what's up, Bukkake? Don't demonstrate it.
You had all that time.
All of you, please do not demonstrate with a Bukkake. Huh? When you said you were engaged when you were 9, my thought when I was sitting there was like, are you engaged? Was he engaged to Mary Kay Letourneau? Remember Mary Kay Letourneau?
Yes.
Yeah. Mary Kay Letourneau, do you guys remember her? Yeah, she married her 13-year-old student, you know, and she died this year, actually. So she made a lot of bad decisions in her life, but I think she made an excellent decision on what year to die in. You know? That was her best decision. She was quite a sex predator, actually. She dated him when he was 11. And then she went to jail when he was like 13. And then the day she got out of jail, she like met him behind, out on Aurora Avenue, behind like a movie theater. And then she like trapped him in a 15-year-long marriage. You know? What a predator. You know? It's not for everyone. Marriage, I mean. Sarah thinks I'm a serial killer. She's told me a few times she thinks I'm a serial killer. But I think that says more about Sarah. Because she still keeps talking to me. You know what I mean? No? Anyway, I thought that was funny. I'm not a serial killer. But of course everyone always says they're not, you know what I mean? Whenever you ask someone if they're a serial killer, always asks twice. You know, because if you ask twice, they have to admit it they are. That's like a rule they have.
I made an apple juice. I just had a whole bunch of apples and pears and blueberries, and I put it in that Nutri-Milk, and I blended it out and pureed it, and then extracted all the fibers, and then I took all the pulp, and then I shaped and formed it, because it kind of looked like shit, and I formed it into turds, and then I put it on the toilet seat while my wife was on a walk, and then she threw up in the toilet. I'm proud of it. I mean, I lied to her. I told her that I missed, and she bought it. And I like to call myself a good husband. Yeah. Me and my wife have been doing this thing. It's we're doing this kind of like an encounter thing. It's for our marriage, so we're having a good relationship. We're spending the last 9 months together in a studio apartment. So our marriage is doing wonderful.
I feel kind of guilty for being here because I thought the restaurant was going to be open, and then where people were going to be eating dinner, and they weren't going to know that we were going to be doing this, and then they were going to be like, hey, what happened to that nice dinner that we haven't been able to have for 3 months together, and now we have to listen to these dipshits talking to us. So I was just prepared to feel like a huge dick doing this. But it's just YouTube, so I feel fine with this. I'm just whatever. No, thanks. So, yeah, that's good. Yeah, come ruin your night. Life is short. Run! There's only so much. I don't know.
And he wanted the PS5. So behind his wife's back, this guy went out and got a PS5, and then he came home and tried to sneak it back in the house. But his wife caught him. And when she got with it, she saw what was in his hands, and she did not know what it was. She didn't know this was a PS5. So she asked him what he's got in his hands. And he knows if he tells his wife the truth, they're going to get into a heated argument. So he tells his wife it's an air purifier. And she actually believes him for about a good week. And the reason why he got caught in this lie is because she found a dead rat in the living room, and she was wondering why the PS5 didn't get rid of the smell. This guy literally got ratted out.
My brother, he just turned 50, dude, and he went out and bought a brand new Corvette. And my family's like, oh, he's going through some midlife crisis and shit like that. I don't know. I don't think like buying a Corvette or dating somebody half their age is a midlife crisis, right? Right? I think that's more of midlife improvements, right? Like, for real, man. Like, I figure if you woke up at like 50-year-old and couldn't stop shitting yourself, that'd be a midlife crisis. Fuck,
I don't think college should be free. Hell no. No, earn that shit. Instead, I think the United States government, for once you graduate high school or get a GED, something that we all agree is the bare minimum that you need, you know, to get a job, to flip burgers at Walmart. You know, whatever. So, I think once you reach that level, the United States government should give you 10 grand and 2 plane tickets. One out and one in. Go out. Go figure out what it's like to have a Brazilian cop shove a gun in your face. It happens the moment they step outside their vehicle. Gives you a whole new light on law enforcement.
Thanks to Rione 8 for not knowing we're doing this, and we'll clean it up and we'll make everything perfect just the way it was, and take the tape off. All that.
This is for all the guys who fell in love and the girl left them, and you have to become a better man because it's like that's how you get a better girl, right? And all the fans of Dragon Ball Z.